I can't believe you picked this film.
Yeah, I know. But it's such a good film, though. Ah, there it is.
Is it such a good film?
No, it's not. It's a terrible film.
Is it such a good film? Is it not even such a good film? Is it a good film? Is it a film?
It's a parody film.
It's a thing.
It is. It's a thing. It's a parody film of a 1971 film. So there you go.
Wait, are you? I didn't actually know that. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't do my research, folks. I didn't do my research. What? I didn't do my utter deep research into the Beaster Bunny.
AKA Beaster Day, Here Comes Peter Cottontail, which the title is a parody of a 1971 Easter stop-motion television special called Here Comes Peter Cottontail. So, yeah. It's I don't think it's an actual parody of the whole film, because the two films are vastly different. But apparently it's a parody of that name. So there you go.
Welcome to the Dreadcast, folks. This is your, I would say, inaugural episode of one of us chooses a shit film off one of the subscription services. More so, it's Amazon Prime that has the dirge. I think Amazon Prime is the one that really has the bad stuff.
They do.
Yeah.
Thing is, when we were discussing doing this episode, I went on Google and I typed in the worst horror films on Amazon Prime, and probably about 90% of them were shark films. Clearly, Amazon has a thing for really bad shark films, and you could tell by some of the titles.
I think the majority of what people would like out of these shitty monster films would be sharks.
Probably. I mean, Sharknado was the first proper non-Jaws type film that, well, I mean, hopefully didn't take itself too seriously. But then
non-asylum, non-sci-fi channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So most of the shark films that came up, it was like, oh, 5-headed shark attack. It's like, oh, how do you stop a 5-headed shark attack? You get a 6-headed shark attack. Oh, you're like, oh god. Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
There's the ghost exorcism, the shark exorcism. Sorry.
I have actually seen a whole review of Shark Exorcist. I know all about that film, and that is on par with the film we're going to be discussing today.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
So yes, welcome back to the Dreadcast, folks. Our second video review. Hi.
Yes, hello.
And look at T's massive head compared to my. There.
Yeah, I'm
very close to the camera.
I'm in the second location. I can sit back. There you go. I'll sit back. There you go. That's better. I can't move the screen, because if I move the screen, my camera's going to cut out.
You're filming on location. It's fine.
I'm filming on location. Yeah.
So yeah, welcome back to the Dreadcast. This is episode 19, 18.
19.
Oh, it's starting to get. Oh no, I'm starting to. Oh no.
I think it's 19.
I'm starting to lose track. It is. It's not. It's episode 18. Episode 18. We're close to 20. We are close to 20. Yeah. So yes, welcome back to Dreadcast, episode 19, folks. No, 18. I just said it. This is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one because this film in question, as we said, The Beaster Bunny.
AKA, to be fair, I think the title, is actually Beaster Day.
Beaster Day.
I don't think it's the I think if you search for The Beaster Bunny, it comes up as well. But I believe it is Beaster Day, yeah.
And when you do search for it, the artwork for the poster, nothing like what happens in the film.
No.
There is only one thing in the poster that does actually correlate to what happens in the film. And it's the scantily clad women on the poster. Because
so many of them
a lot of
in this
intentionally scantily clad women with no context behind it are murdered in this film.
Yeah, the first half of this entire film is just female nudity just because they put that in the film, and it gets more and more progressively. They get more and more nude as they go on.
Yeah, I think in my notes I wrote down, third sexy woman killed. Fourth sexy woman. We're now up to fifth sexy woman killed. But I don't know how we can't really do. It's hard. This is going to be so hard to do like a step-by-step review of this film. It's just.
I think with this film, I think we'll just have to go through on. I mean, the plot for this is there's virtually no plot. And actually, I think I got about
No.
halfway through this film and I went, I still don't know what the plot is because there is none. And it's only, this film is only about an hour and 27.
Yeah.
And it got to the last, I think, 4 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes before they actually like, oh yeah, there's a giant killer bunny rabbit. Okay, let's do something about it. And you're like, the rest of the film, you're just sitting there watching it going, okay, he's killed something else. He's killed something else. Okay, all right, okay. Let's get to the point here. Come on. They don't even explain where the bunny comes from.
No, they don't. But there's a couple of things with this film, right? So it's indie as you like. It's trash film. It's at the bottom of the barrel.
Very low budget.
£1 DVD that you find at the bottom of a bargain bin. It's very, very low budget. The acting is horrendous. The CGI isn't great. It's the bunny in question is a giant bunny, but it's like a puppet superimposed onto.
I mean, the bunny's acting was pretty spot on. It did its job.
It did some jobs. It did something. The acting's bad. The bunny's bad. I will say a few nice things about this film. I was never bored because of how shitty it was. It's like that thing of you never want something to be, say, a 5 or 6 out of 10. You want it to be shit, or you want it to be amazing.
Yeah.
Same with video games. You know, you always want it to be trash or really good. You don't want it to be. That's a good 6 out of 10 because it's boring.
Yeah. If it's midway, if it's a 5, if it's a 5 or a 6, that's kind of the middle ground where it's just a film.
Yeah.
And the problem with most meh films is, you're going into it going, I know I'm going to be bored. Because if it's a meh film, most people have sat there going, you could probably just pay attention to something else.
Exactly. And I was captivated by the shitty bunny, the shitty acting, the shitty plot, the bad use of camera cuts. You would get maybe 12 camera cuts in the space of 4 seconds.
There were a few camera cuts to certain things that you're like, all right. I mean, one of them was where I went, I don't know what I think even the filmmakers know. Yeah, we're making a film that's going to get like shredded in the reviews.
Yeah. And one character particularly, the main, which we'll get into it a little bit. There were dog catchers in this film. Oh yeah, the main dog catcher, the main young guy who's a dog catcher, he's so determined. He loves doing his job. But
Doug.
Dude was trying.
He was.
Dude was bringing some character, his character to life. He wasn't just.
He reminded me of a slimmer, like the Adam Driver's younger brother.
He's a bit Adam Driver. Yes. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Doug was pretty good. You could tell he was like, he knew he was not in a big budget film, but he was like, I don't care. You know what? It's who said it? I think it was like one of the great actors was like, you can get cast in a shit film, but you can still be amazing in a shit film.
Yeah.
And Doug, the guy playing Doug, was like, he was doing that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's about all I can think of. There's somewhat not pros against cons against this film, but yeah, they're the only points I can think of. Now, before we pick this film, because I said to you, right, you just go ahead and pick it, and you said, right, shark or bunny. That's the options you gave me?
This wasn't my first film. I couldn't actually find the film I wanted. It was a bit annoying.
What did you want?
The first film I wanted, I think it was something called The Bunny Man. It was like a weird psycho slasher thing, but I couldn't find it on Amazon Prime after that. So I think the list I found it on was out of date, and the film had gone. But then when I typed in literally B movie horror films on Amazon Prime, and this thing appeared, and I was like, well, this came across my radar a little while ago, so I went, yeah, let's just do that. Screw it.
We should have done it at Easter.
I think that's why I remember it, because we were looking for Easter ones. That was why.
Yeah. A guy at work who is a massive horror fan as well, but he thrives on these films, these shitty films.
Oh.
I asked him, I said, right, don't even think about it, give me a shit film.
Yeah.
And when you do that to someone, their mind goes blank. The next day, he comes back to me, Zombievers.
Oh, I've heard of that one. Oh, we have to do that one next.
So that I think that might be our next shitty film.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to sprinkle these out over the months and weeks. We can't do shitty film after shitty film.
It was interesting because when I searched for B-movie horrors, it actually brought up a film called Splinter, which I've seen, and I was surprised.
Yeah,
it's a really clever film. It's very clever. I was surprised. I mean, it's an indie film. It's not. Wouldn't say it's B-movie. It's definitely indie. But I was surprised that came in because I'm like, that's actually quite a good film. I mean, they set it in one location in a petrol station, but they managed to keep the tension going. So I actually really liked it.
Yeah, I've never seen Splinter. I know of it. I've seen shots. I've seen the trailer. I would never class that in the same category as this. This to me is like in the category of Asylum and the shitty films you'll see on Sci-Fi Channel. Like, I don't know, shot like mega dinosaur versus, like you said, 5-headed shark, like something versus something, or
Freddy versus Jason.
Robo Flamingo, or that's a great idea. Robo Flamingo. It rhymes.
I was doing some work last night, and I went on it was for a script I was writing, and I was wanting to come up with like a new. It's based around like game shows.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll get like a game show name title generator. This website I think was having an off day, or it was a bit high, because the first let me find it. There were 2 names it suggested to me out of all of the ones, and it was just fantastic. It was game name generator, and it said, this is your first name for your title of this game show you can make is obsessive compulsive drug dealing punishment. And I was like, okay, yeah, cool, I got it. So I literally just sat there clicking generate, looking at all the names, and one of the best ones that came up was the Spooky Platypus Bastards. And I sent it to a friend of mine who's another writer, and I was like, dude, we should make a film called Spooky Platypus Bastards, a horror comedy. And he went, yeah, let's do it. Right,
Spooky
sorted.
Platypus
Bastards.
Yeah. What even would be the story?
I don't know, but apparently that's what this thing came up with. So it's like, he was like, yeah, I'm down, let's do it.
Platypus ghosts that just act like dicks?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, we'll make them ghosts.
They're not scary, they're just dicks.
Yeah, and they just go around. It's like, I'm making toast, and this thing's like, ha, burnt your toast. You're like, oh, you spooky platypus bastard. Ah.
It's just in the corner.
Yeah, he's just sitting in the corner laughing.
So, yeah, I mean, this film, The Beaster Bunny, Beaster Day, or Peter Rabbit, Cotton Hill, whatever we want to call it.
Whatever it is.
Very simple film.
Yes.
We have an unknown location with a giant rabbit attacking people. The main characters are basically this dog catchers. It's this company, dog and the dog catchers. That's about it. That's it.
That is pretty much it. There's other like sub stories going on, but you don't really need to pay attention to them.
What was the first note you took? Let's compare first notes.
The first note I took was, oof, what a speech.
The opening scene in the wedding.
Yeah.
Now, I love this actually opening scene because there was so many bits to point out of like, there's only 3 camera shots of this wedding.
Yeah.
One is focused on the bride and groom at the table.
Yep.
With 2 people behind them. One is focused on a close-up of the microphone, like on stage, and the minister. And another one is just one below the microphone. So in theory, there's 2 shots. One of the bride and groom and one of the person speaking on the mic. And then it's all filled with stock footage of weddings.
It really is, yeah. There's a lot of that in this film. There's just stock footage. You're watching like, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Even the audio like screams, I'm like,
yeah,
that's the Wilhelm scream. I've heard that before.
And the background wedding stock audio. There's no one actually there in the set. There is like 5 people in this set. And the lighting is so bad you can just feel that there is no one here in this wedding. There's no sense of scale for this opening scene at this wedding.
It's a great scene. It's the fact that this lad's father's got married again, and he's got to do the best man. I don't think he's the best man. He's got to do some sort of speech.
Yeah. And
he just lets off on his father. He's like, "Ah, Dad, yeah, you married someone 20 years younger than you. Yeah, she's my age. Woo, yeah." And he just rinses his dad. It's like, "Yeah, so you married my dad who's like a gold digger." It's like, "Yeah, Enjoy his wrinkly balls. Ha ha. And you just sit there going, this is really awkward. Even if there's no one there, this is just, okay.
And the camera just cuts from him on the microphone, like literally this. If that was the shot, my head and the microphone, to couple, the bride and groom, back to them, back to them, back to them.
Oh, it does.
That's it. And then he leaves.
Yeah, he does. He pushes the guitar player out the way.
Yeah. Yeah, the one person in the band.
Yeah.
He leaves. Now, I have a theory about the room they're in as well. The room they've used for this wedding. I think it's the room they've used later on in the film for the dog catcher.
Probably is. I had a really cool note about a scene like near the end of the film where they do a really big, wide, like turning shot. And I replayed it a few times and went, that's a mistake. They didn't realize that, did they?
You mean all the crew behind them?
All the crew.
Yeah.
And then guaranteed they did that shot and then went, oh, shit. Or they didn't notice until they'd edit it. Everything was finished and they went, oh, we can't refilm this. Oh, bugger. It's like, well, it's in there now.
Yeah. Yeah, the shot in question just pans around. You've got the sound mixer, you've probably got the director, you've got all this crew behind
You've just got
them.
Extras in like dog catchers in the ride just sort of sitting there looking around.
Oh, it's fantastic. So this opening wedding scene only lasts for like 5 minutes, and this dickhead son just leaves. And he's trying to hail a taxi in the woods.
He's trying to hail a taxi.
And the road's behind him. Road's behind him.
He's in a pathway in the woods trying to hail a taxi. Yeah, I just realised that he wasn't he?
And they correlate the introduction of the bunny, which you don't see in this scene. The introduction of the bunny biting his hand off. They correlate that to the bride and groom cutting the cake.
Yeah, they
do. No correlation whatsoever.
No. It's just the look on his face. It's when his hand comes off, he's just like, oh.
That's one thing with this film. I laughed so much at everyone's screaming and terrified reactions because they were all like this.
They were so over the top. Or there was just no reaction. Like the girl who was tweeting after
YOLO.
She was like, she's like chopped in half. She's like, oh, lying on the floor. It's like, oh, YOLO. And she's just sitting there casually texting. I'm like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, this film. So, like you said about the different stories, the two main stories we'll say are dog catchers, the dog catcher group, and Doug, who's our lead of the dog catcher group. He wants to be the best.
No, he is the best. He is the best.
He is
until
the best.
He loses it to Hernandez. Hector. Hernandez. Yeah, Hector.
Yeah, and he's out to prove that he's better than him. He's better than him.
Yeah.
Our other story is about a young girl who is trying to find a way in life, moves back with her dad, wants to move back with her dad, who her dad isn't really happy with her life decisions.
No, the dad's got some weird fetishes as well.
Dad has got some issues. And these two stories do intertwine when the dad forces her to get a job and she gets a job as a dog catcher. So that's how the stories intertwine. The sub-stories are pretty much all the same related to the bunny killing people.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the other one, you could say that the third one then is the mayor's one. The mayor who...
God, I forgot about the mayor.
The mayor who knows that there's people getting killed, but he passes it off as really weird accidents.
He blames the Amish.
He does. He blames the Amish for... Yeah.
And pesky Amish.
I was a bit sad at that. I was like, it's like, he goes, oh no! Oh, they're killing the Amish too, and I was like, no, not the Amish. They're so nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
but the wedding scene, was to introduce the bunny, but you don't see the bunny, and no one in the wedding has anything to do with the film whatsoever.
No, ever again. They're never
ever again. It's absolutely redundant.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it doesn't. Yeah. It's only there just to set up just to be like, something's out there. You're like, okay, right, cool.
But you don't see it.
To be fair, it's not too much longer before you actually do see the bunny. And I must be, it took me by surprise. I was not expecting it when they panned up to over the house. I was like, oh my god, okay, cool. There we go.
So, but yeah, before I got a very specific note before we see the bunny. We are introduced to Doug, like we said, our dog catcher.
I think our notes is the same in this, I think.
Who sets their alarm for 8:01? Wait, was it him or was it the first victim? It was either Doug or our first victim. They set their alarm for 8:01 a.m. Who does that?
Then I don't know. The note I had for when we first introduced to Doug was how on earth does this man get dressed in the morning? Because he had the weirdest getting dressed routine ever.
He's a very strange man.
I just remember sitting there watching this, going, I'm watching a man get dressed, like stuffing his trousers with like 50,000 socks, and then going, oh yeah, cool, and then taking them out, and then trying on something else, and then it's like, I'm not sure what I'm watching here. Okay, fine.
Oh, I knew I was watching. I knew exactly what I was watching. So yeah, the first time we see the bunny, we're introduced to who we think is probably another main character. This young woman waking up, making disgusting lemonade. Looks disgusting.
Oh yeah,
and she goes outside to drink it. It was just lemon and actual lemons and other stuff. It wasn't. It was red.
I thought it was hair of the dog, because I thought that was like some sort of alcoholic drink. It looked very Pimsy to me.
Yes, it did. Yeah, it did look like Pims. Yeah. I was like, she must have a problem if she's drinking this early in the morning.
Yeah, 8:01 in the morning.
So yeah, she makes this drink, goes sits on her porch, not wearing too much.
No, this is victim number one. Now victim number one doesn't get. No, I take it back. She does. No, she doesn't. Victim number one doesn't have any clothes removed.
Yes, yeah, you're right. She's one of the few.
Victim 2 does, and then victim 3 loses all of her clothes.
Victim 2. This film is one of the quintessential. The director is a creep.
Yeah.
The director is a creep and has made this film for reasons. I genuinely thought the guy who played the mayor was the director. He's not.
I didn't think that, but now, I mean, it was, to be fair, it was during victim number 2's scene where she loses her top.
Yeah.
And there's a few camera cuts that just cut to her tits again and again. And that's the point where I was like, there is no plot to this film. I mean, let me read you the IMDb tags for this film. It's great. So I do like my IMDb here. We all know this. So, where is it?
Have you also seen on IMDb what the director has also directed?
Not yet, no.
You should probably go do that after your tags.
So these are the tags. The 3 main tags that keep appearing is female frontal nudity, female rear nudity, and just female nudity.
Yes, those are all very correct.
Pretty much for 49 odd minutes of this film, it's just ladies getting stripped by a giant bunny puppet.
Why would those be degrees? Why would those be the priority tags for a film called The Beast Bunny?
I mean, you know that. I think, to be fair, he probably hired some maybe adult actresses, because there is the scene with the boyfriend and the girl in the forest, and then when you find her, you're kind of like, not many actresses would probably pose like that.
And also along with sorry folks, I know we're skipping back and forth, but we'll try to keep on track. It's impossible to really try and keep on track. There's at the mayor's residence in his pool, which is actually, I think, the scene at the mayor's residence where there is a full frontal nude woman just caressing herself down in the pool. I think that's a completely different shot scene from somewhere else, and they've just spliced it in. Well, that doesn't look like the same area.
Remember, that is a fully frontal nude 17-year-old, as the mayor says. To which I was like,
she was.
Because he turns around to it. Oh, she told me she was 17. I was like, as a police officer, you should be like, do you mean 18? It's like, if she's 17, you have to get her out of your pool, because that is very illegal. Even in anywhere, that is illegal. Also, the fact that this new 17-year-old is like covered in tattoos, so she's clearly not 17. Which
she's just
kind of suggests
not 17.
No, she's. So when I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, that's illegal. Okay, right, cool. I think maybe the script was supposed to say 18, and they accidentally put 17, perhaps.
Yeah, because they're creeps.
If I was a mayor and a 17-year-old went, I'm just going to go skinny dipping in your pool, I'd be like, no.
Yeah. First victim. First sexy woman victim. Made her
Tattooed
lemonade.
goth.
And suddenly, I got the timestamp, we're 9.5 minutes in, camera hands up, and we see our beautiful puppet bunny superimposed behind the house. It's got it's furry, but it's like a skull
Its face
head.
is like a skeleton.
Yeah. And it's just doing a...
It's not even... It doesn't even like have any sounds to it. It's just looking down going...
Yeah.
That's right.
She sees this, runs to the road, stops in the road, and does the...
with some ADR screams over the top.
Proper ADR screams.
And then
for the audio viewers, I was literally doing for what she does. Stands in the road, hands in the air like she just doesn't care. And that's it. As she gets hit by a car.
Yeah.
She decides to stop in the road and just wave her hands in the air like she doesn't care.
But...
And we're not done there.
By this, no, she gets hit by this 4x4. And it just dismembers her.
Yeah.
Like her arm comes off, her leg comes off. And you're like, how hard did this dude hit you with his car? And even then, she's just lying in the road going, still looking at this bunny rabbit.
Who's still...
Man. Yeah. What? Now, I got the bunny roar.
Yeah.
I was trying to place where this came from.
So was I.
At first, I thought that's a dinosaur.
Mm.
Then when I listened to it again, I was like, "Is that the noise that the saber-tooth tiger made from Power Rangers, like the original series?" And then my next thought was
thinking Alien.
Well, my other thought was, "Is it a Godzilla?"
I never contemplated that. What is it?
It sounds like the Dragon Zord from Power Rangers.
Does it? I know the Dragon Zord. I can't remember the Dragon Zord sound.
Yeah. So when for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers sequence, when obviously they had the Dragon Zord, when he summons it and it rises out the waters, it's that noise.
Yeah, you're right.
It's that noise.
We need to confirm that after, though.
We will confirm that afterwards. I swear, I think it's the Dragon Zord
Actually,
noise.
no, we'll confirm it now. Hang on, folks.
Whilst we're doing this, I shall continue with our review, which of course is the great thing about this is victim number 1, because they don't actually have in the IMDb credits. They don't actually have names. They're just called victim. I think one of them is Lemonade Victim somewhere.
Yeah, no, she's called Lemonade Victim.
Oh, is that the Lemonade?
In the credits.
Yes.
Did you see the credits?
Victim. Yeah. And this big like Beaster Bunny thing reaches down and manages to decapitate. I believe he decapitates her, but he knocks the. Is it the Dragon Zord noise?
It is. Hang on.
It was.
Let me play it. You obviously can't hear it. Well, the listeners at home can hear it. It's the.
Yeah, it's the Dragon Zord. Oh, I'm gonna look this up myself.
It's the Dragon Zord.
Oh,
well done, everyone. Well done, everyone.
They took it from the Power Rangers. I'm gonna look this up now. Dragon Zord. I gotta hear this for myself just to make sure I know it is. Dragon Zord.
Lemonade Victim. While you're doing that, then, she. How does her eye fly out of her head? Do you remember?
I do remember the Beaster Bunny smacks out of her eyes. Smacks out of her head.
Bitch slaps her. And he's heard it.
It's the Dragons.
They've used the early 90s Power Rangers Dragon Zord soundbite for the Beaster Bunny.
Oh, it's great.
Bunny Zord.
Dragon Zord.
Beaster Bunny, go!
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Just see it like combining with another one to just form like the Ultra Beaster Bunny Zord or something. Oh.
So, Beaster Zord slaps her eyeball while she's on the floor, and her eyeball goes flying back into her house and lands in the rest of the lemonade, where her partner just walks in, casually do
Honey.
and drinks
Honey.
it, and it's just hanging there. That was pretty gross, actually. That was pretty gross.
I must admit, I did find that funny. I thought that was kind of funny.
Eyeball just hanging out of his mouth.
It's just.
So that was.
This is only like 10 minutes into this film. Yeah. Now, this film, like I said, the first 49 minutes of it is it's pretty much just the bunny killing people. So if you're looking for a plot in the first half, there is none. There's just none exists.
No, nothing. The fact we were never introduced to where the bunny came from, what the bunny is, who even this woman was, just lemonade victim. Yeah. And then we pan over to the dog catchers.
Oh, no. Because before this, we had the lady the actress who's coming home, and she just before she calls her father.
Oh, yes,
her father's in the kitchen with the wife cooking the bacon. Like, she cooks him a full cooked meal just so he can smell it. Now, remember this, viewers, because
this is very important.
This will come back in a later scene. It's very important.
Crucial plot, this is.
And I remember this because she's on the phone to him, and this removal guy is just walking out with her stuff and going, and just dropping it on the floor. She's like, oh, yeah.
These clearly empty cardboard boxes.
Yeah. She watches him be super rough with her stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's great because he brings out this little nude statue thing. I don't know where it's from.
It's never referenced again, is it?
It's like this naked goblin thing.
The porcelain one.
He drops it. It lands on the cardboard. It doesn't smash, but you hear that classic noise like, and she looks and goes, hey, that's my stuff. He's like, yeah, okay. You have 15 minutes to leave. And then walks off. It's
emotionless, just completely emotionless.
Oh yeah. And as someone who works in removals, we take care with our stuff when we move you.
Yes, and
because if we don't, we have to pay a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. They have to. But whatever. Why are we trying to reason with this film?
I don't know.
And that scene itself is shot just against a brick wall. Like, there's nothing else around it.
It's very guerrilla style of. Don't turn off camera. It's very guerrilla style of filming. You can tell.
Oh yeah, they got that done in one or two takes, maybe one take.
It's how, especially there's a scene near the end where Doug is running through some streets, and you can tell they were like, right, there's no cars, go.
Yeah.
And they had to get it done as quickly as they could because I want to know I want to know if they got permits because at one point there's a lady on the roof with a shotgun pointing down, and I wonder if they had to go around every single house and say, look, we're filming something. Don't call the cops. Do not be alarmed.
I would say so because he was clear as day.
Because
there.
Yeah. And I will tell you this from experience. All right. If you don't tell the neighbors in the local area what you're filming, they will get properly pissed. Because I went to do a film like 2018, 2017. It was an indie film and we were filming it in London and I was playing a police officer. It was like part of a zombie film type thing that was going on. And this was before my character was killed and became a zombie. And I had to yell at one of the main characters to stop. Now, this was in London, and this was a school day. This was like Thursday night, Wednesday or Thursday night. It was like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And I was dressed. I looked like an actual police officer. And I was yelling in the middle of this rough estate for someone to stop because the police were here. And I kid you not, so many people started looking out of their windows down at us. And we actually had one lady coming out and she was like, what? She properly had a go at us. And the director was like, oh, I talked to someone. She said she told you. And they were like, no, they didn't. I've got kids at her. And it started kicking off. And I was like, the guy was like, okay, well, look, we'll get the shots quickly. We'll go. And I went up to him and went, I am dressed as a police officer screaming at the top of my lungs to stop in the middle of a council estate. I'm like, mate, I'm going home because if we don't stop, we're going to get either attacked or the real cops are going to show up.
Yeah, you can't mess around with things like that.
Tips for any filmmakers doing indie stuff, either film it away from people or make sure they're aware that what you're doing.
As well as, I knew some people that had that problem at like comic conventions. If you're dressed and your guns aren't like your fake guns aren't orange tip to show like they're maybe the airsoft guns or you're in a lot of trouble.
Well, I know that I don't know when it changed, but a few years ago, when you go to Comic-Con, obviously, for some reason, you always have like the people selling the weapons, not like replica weapons, just weapons.
Yeah.
And they used to let you take them home.
Yep.
Now they can't do that because I think the law changed, and it's like no. Because when I worked at Waterstones, a guy came in. He was dressed as Neo or like a Blade or something like that, and he had a sword. You could see the sword sticking out his back. And me and the girl next to me who were working that day, we were like, I don't actually think he's allowed to walk with that in public.
No,
because
God, no.
he could easily just bring out this giant sword. And we were sort of standing there going, okay, I don't know what we do here. He left, and it was like, okay, that guy's actually walking around with a very sharp sword.
Any crazy person could dress at cosplay, pretend to cosplay, and carry out their crime. Like, yeah. So,
anyway, back to the film.
Back to the Oscar-worthy film. So, I think we don't need to go through the story. Should we go through our victims? Because some of them are hilarious.
Okay,
because
so
all these victims, pretty much all the victims, are meaningless to the plot, the story. They are just people that are introduced for a minute and they're dead. That's it.
So let me get the cast list up. I mean, most of them don't have names, so.
Oh, I've got every death labeled down.
Oh, you okay? No, I don't want to rate.
Second victim is Runner.
The Runner.
Wait, Runner?
Yeah. This is the one who gets half
naked.
Wait
a minute. Runner? No, she was gardening, wasn't she? She was gardening. She had the shovel.
So we have the rock climbing victim.
We have
4. The Easter egg. We have the skinny dipper victim.
I labeled these. So, here we go. It was gardening woman. It was horse riding woman. It was
the horse riding one.
The horse one was one of my favourite. The rock climbing woman. The skinny dipping couple.
Yes, that was it.
Then we had the two guys going to get the big Easter egg that was there for no apparent reason.
Oh, the maintenance guys.
Yeah.
Yes. We had the hockey puck guy.
Roger, his name was. He was actually a dog catcher.
He was.
Still
he
completely irrelevant.
Stick, didn't he?
Yeah, he liked hockey. Yes, we had a lot of victims, but none of them played any important part into the story whatsoever.
Roger might have done, because that's what motivated Doug.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Oh, we had Hector as well. Poor Hector.
Yeah. So our second victim, she was doing some gardening with a shovel, but she was scooping up the bare minimum in this shovel. It was pathetic. But clearly the director had requested she wear barely anything.
Just before we... Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go for it.
We'll do the victim first. It was only because I've got a few... It was some weird bits that the dog catchers talked about that I was like, okay, right. The first one was... It's where the dog catcher leader, he starts explaining that there's a rabid dog somewhere. And now these are dog catchers. Now, you can tell they're not a legitimate... I don't know if they're a legitimate organization or they're just volunteers. I think they're just volunteers.
It doesn't help with the way that it's shot and where they are shot.
Yeah. But it's the fact that he's addressing this line. He goes, by the way, if you see the rabid dog, don't catch it. Just kill the fucker right there and then.
Yeah.
And I sat there going, I don't think you're allowed to. I don't think dog catchers are allowed to do that. I think you have to put them down in a vet. I'm not sure, but there you go.
It's not your decision.
It's the fact that Doug's sitting there going, now tell me, what's the size of the dog? What's its colour? What's it like? How's it big? How's big its teeth? How rabid is it? You're sitting there going, damn, Doug, it's a rabid dog. It'll be frothing at the mouth. You'll see it. You're okay. And it's when they give out the awards and Doug doesn't get his 8th in a row title.
Yeah. Poor Doug.
He sits there and he goes, I'll have to go back to my old job. So many glory holes. And I was like, dude, it's like, look, we don't judge here at the Dreadcast, but it's like, that does not sound good.
Let's just stick it out as a dog catcher, Doug.
Yeah. It's like, you're better at being a dog catcher than whatever you got up to.
Yeah, you don't need to be the best, just stick it out as a dog catcher.
Oh, God, it was funny.
Yeah, they're dog catchers, not dog killers.
Yeah, that's that's kind of why I was sitting there thinking, I don't think you can kill the rabid dog, but all right, never mind. I mean, the rabid dog is never seen, at all, so it's clearly it's still out there. Rabid rabies infecting people.
I don't think was a single dog scene in this film.
No, they talk about dogs a lot, especially Shih Tzus, which Doug seems to have a
he doesn't like
weird
them.
thing against.
Yeah,
he does not like Shih
them.
Tzus. No. But back to our victim number 2,
God,
who has the
victim number 2.
carrot infestation.
Yes,
she has massive other things as well.
Massive carrot infestation, massive breasts, as we see, because the director is a creep and wanted to focus on them. Because, as you mentioned earlier, so the bunny appears, as per usual. There's no reason. The bunny appears. We also, one thing, we also don't know where the hell this is taking place. It's in the same location. And we also find out from the mayor, which you don't know, all this takes place over a span of a few days. You have no idea. There is never a sunset or sunrise. There's never nighttime. It's just... I thought it was the same day. Now, this woman... The bunny apparently swipes at her, but only rips off her top.
Oh, yeah. He's clearly got very good shirt.
The director moves the camera from here specifically to here.
Yes.
And to listeners, I'm talking from the head to chest. And it's a good 2 seconds. The camera is just focused on her breasts.
Yeah, it does not move.
No reason.
No.
He's a creep. He's got to be a creep.
It's when she starts running. I mean, she runs for like 5 minutes of just topless running. But the camera every now and then will just cut to the top of her chest running around.
Yeah.
And you're watching it going, I get it. She's a half-naked lady with massive knockers. Okay, cool. Should we move on? At the same time, like, clearly the Beaster Bunny has got a thing, is a bit of a perv as well. It's like, oh, touch me.
You say she's running. She does run. She runs for quite a while, but she somehow runs back to where the bunny is.
Well, she just runs around her garden.
Yeah, it's just the area they have.
We've got this garden that's got very high trees, so no one can see you. We just need you to run in a circle. She's like, okay. She literally just runs in a circle. All the while, this 50-foot bunny is just sitting there going, all right, yeah, okay.
How does she eventually die? Does she get decapitated?
I
mean, it's not important.
No.
I
want to say I think she probably does. A lot of them get decapitated.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check.
Really not important. Are you watching it?
No, I've also typed in Beast Today Udity, which is not what I wanted to type in.
Udity.
Yeah, I spelled it without an N. Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
One thing I also noted about this victim, and we're still only on the second victim, she doesn't scream when she stands. Again, another victim that just stands there and goes, oh, hands in the air. She doesn't scream, she sort of shouts. She's like,
I'm also doing this right in front of a front room window. I probably should not.
She doesn't scream, she just shouts. And then she dies.
Yeah. Oh, it decapitates her. There we go. I'm on a website called Celebrity Movie Archive, which tells us how she dies. So there you go. She literally runs around completely topless. She then gives us numerous looks whilst her boobs bounce around wildly. She then runs through the forest again. Finally, she escapes, stands there topless as anything, as she intentionally shakes and jiggles her tits, giving us a close-up look of them before she's decapitated.
Is that what is written on that website?
That is what is written on that breakdown of that scene.
God.
I have the other deaths in that page as well, so I will go through them as we do the victims.
Right. Okay, perfect. Okay, so you've got the victims' real names, and you just discovered that some of them are adult actresses, right?
Yeah.
Go back to IMDb and look what the director of this film has done, and that will prove the point of, one, he's a creep, and two, there's a reason why these women are adult actresses.
So let's have a look.
Could you name some of the films, please, that this director has done?
Oh, so you want me to look at the director?
I would like you to look at the director and name some of the films this fine gentleman has done.
John Bacchus. John Back is director and writer, best known for Beast Today. Okay.
What else is he best known for?
Oh my god. Playmate of the Apes. Okay, cool.
Playmate of the...
Mad Maxine. Mad Maxine, Frisky Road. Ant Babe, the Tiny Bravenger.
It's so good.
Revenger's Age of Voltron. As Sophie Ortega. What?
It's not Jen Ortega.
Oh!
It's not Jen Ortega.
So I think this guy's got different pseudonyms.
Oh, really?
So he did Beast Today, Here Comes Peter Cottontail as the Sin brothers. And then he's done Three's Chris as Zachary Winstonsig.
Oh, yes, the production was the Snig or Snig brothers. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's an interesting character, isn't he, the director?
Okay. He's been around for a while, 1988.
Yeah.
His first film he directed was The Heaping Bouncy Breast That Smothered a Midget. Okay. Right, cool.
Right, folks, next week on the Dreadcast, we will be doing...
Okay, let's move on.
So, victim number 3, shall we? This was actually my favourite. The woman on the horse. I think I laughed the hardest on this one.
Did we skip over the couple, though? Were they not next?
No, they weren't next. They weren't next.
I think they were.
Were they? Are you sure? Hang on, where's my notes? My notes ran around screaming, camera on her boobs. Yep, her breasts, sorry. Actually, before we do that, and my next note was one of my favourite lines of the film.
Yeah.
So we have Doug and we have our main girl, two male and female characters. The main girl, can't remember her name, not important. And she's the one who is trying to find herself. She goes out for lunch with her dad, who is really not happy with her life decisions.
She was the actress, then the writer, then the poet.
Yes, she wants to be a poet. She says to her dad, "I'm an artist, Dad. I need to flower and I need you to water me with your wallet."
Yeah, I took the same note.
I love that. I love that line.
Water me with your wallet.
It's like that whole line starts off as, "Okay, you're an artist," and it suddenly just goes downhill to "Give me your money, Dad."
I need the money. It's just great that they're having this like lunch, and he keeps trying to like steal her bacon and eggs and whatever.
Yeah,
he's got to eat a salad, and then they have this argument. And he goes, "I'm not giving you my money." She goes, "All right." So she hands him the plate of bacon. He's like, "All right, so you want me dead now?" She's like, "Well, no, hang on, because then I won't get money. Hang on."
The whole thing with the bacon and fried food is kind of the dad's sub story of
he's like high cholesterol or something.
Yes, yeah. Which his story just culminates in a very odd way later on.
The daughter doesn't seem too phased either when she sees it.
Give a shit. She just needs the money.
No.
At that
point in time, she needs the guns.
I've got a big note on the guns.
Yeah.
My next note
Even I was like, come on now.
Is Bunny in Horse Ranch. We are up to.
Oh, is it?
Horse
I
Ranch.
don't think I took a note on that then, because my next one was they've gone into the woods for a picnic without carrying any picnic stuff. So, yeah, cool.
Yeah. So we're at Horse Ranch again. We have no idea where this is set. I was kind of assuming the Midwest.
Yeah, Midwestern America somewhere.
Denver, Wyoming, middle of nowhere. We have no idea, but all these shots are shot in the same woods, basically.
Yeah.
And this shot, this woman is just trotting on a horse, casually just trotting, and then suddenly, Bunny Zord appears.
Some Dragon Zord bunny appears,
and she's still trotting. She's right. Remember, folks, she's on a horse. Horses are fast. No, not this one. This one doesn't want to run.
This one goes at the speed of light. Well, clearly it went at the speed of light, considering what happened to her off screen.
Trots away.
Yeah. Oh, run!
And the bunny just appears behind the horse at a different size again. The bunny changes height many times. And the last shot we're given is the horse, who doesn't give a fuck.
No.
Just side view of the horse and just the legs of this woman, and the horse is just
stand there
eating some grass. I just love like the horse
Got some
doesn't
legs
give a
stuck
shit.
on me. It's the fact that the top part of the lady is stuck on a tree.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
off camera, this horse must have gone faster than the speed of like light or something for her to get ripped in half by this tree branch.
Imagine something
And then it,
like Red Dead Redemption, the game, the
Yes.
world, like a glitch in that game where you're on a horse and suddenly the horse just flips out and goes up the tree.
yeah. Oh, it's so yeah.
What was my exact note here was
I think I put a note that the Beaster Bunny was a friend to the horses because it's clearly it's like, oh, there's the horse. It's like, no, I'm good. He's eating. I'm gonna leave him alone.
they're working together. They're in cahoots.
Yeah. It's like, he's just trots along. He's like, oh, look, the bunny's back. Oh, I got a victim for you. Here you go.
My note here: Bunny in horse ranch, moving slowly. Woman trotting, suddenly next to bunny. Doesn't run away. Instantly cut in half. Horse doesn't give a shit. That was my note on that whole scene.
Yep. Oh, dear.
And I still think we're like 20 minutes into this film.
Yeah. I gotta admit, I kept checking the time on this film because I'm like, oh my god, it is just going so slowly.
Yeah.
It was, and even when it got into the second half, I was sitting and watching it Saturday morning, just thinking, I gotta go. I got places to be. And I'm like, oh come on.
I love that you watched it Saturday morning.
Yeah. I wanted to watch Uncharted, but no. I was like, no, I have to watch this.
It's at this point, I think we're introduced to the mayor.
To be fair, the mayor, there was a glitch with the audio that I had.
There's a lot of
Yeah, I
glitches with the
noticed
audio.
it. It was, where was it? I think it was it was Doug. Doug's talking it's when Doug and Hector have the argument about the statue, and he breaks the statue.
Yeah,
He breaks the little thumbs up thing. And there's a bit where the camera pans out and he's talking, but you can hear the hall. You can hear the big echo, and then
You can hear the gain of
edited
the
one.
mic. Yeah.
And I was like, to be fair, the audio glitches out hard throughout this film. There are bits where it goes up and down. But you can also, especially when the bunny's in the shot, you can see where they've spliced together all of the pictures, because there's always a black bar underneath the little image of him.
Got that note.
If you look closely at one of his hands, you can see the string that's being tugged to move his hands up. It's great. Little puppeteer.
Let's talk about the bunny. The bunny, like we said, the face is actually quite cool. I didn't mind the big skeleton, the skull head, horrific teeth, but its legs really threw me.
Oh yeah, the legs are like bent sideways and backwards and left, right, and center.
And it kept changing, like I said, height and size. Sometimes it was the size of a tree. Sometimes it was the size of two horses on top of each other.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 50 foot, I believe.
It was, yeah. That's in the info for it. Yeah, It wasn't 50 foot.
No.
Maybe
more like 10 foot. Wasn't that big.
But our mayor, we alluded earlier that he hates the Amish for some reason. He's a big hippie. He's a massive hippie. And
yeah, he's a weird hippie. He's a very greedy hippie.
Yeah,
which is odd for a hippie.
When you were introduced to him, he's just walking down the street going, "Hey, thumbs up."
He was doing the Spider-Man dance. The Spider-Man
he was.
thing.
And he steals a little girl's lollipop.
Oh, he does.
He's just dick. I think Mayor Farnsworth.
I mean, my 3 notes here that we'll get into is also we have missed the picnic scene. They were before this because I think we had 2 victims in a row. We had the horse girl, and then we had the picnic people. I think. Basically, the picnic one it's the skinny dipper.
The skinny dipper. Is the skinny dipper is the woman with the guy?
Skinny dipper's the one with the boyfriend.
Yeah.
So we get I think they crammed in. To be fair, it doesn't really matter which order they came in because they have no relevance to the story.
No.
And we have this lady who is walking with her boyfriend in the woods, and she goes, "Oh, guys!" The guy's complaining. It's like, "Yeah, but why can't we just have a picnic in the dining table?" And she's like, "Yeah, but we have to have a picnic outside."
Yeah.
You're looking at them going, "You've got no picnic stuff whatsoever." So okay, cool, right, never mind. Let's move on. And they keep going on, and he keeps complaining about not having a picnic outside. And then she's like, "But you can't go skinny dipping inside." And he's like, "Oh yeah, cool, yeah." And then she starts stripping off, making him turn the other way. And of course he's just like,
yeah, peeking.
"Oh, should not look." Oh, yeah.
Aren't they boyfriend and girlfriend?
I don't know, probably are. And
Again,
then she runs off, like leaving him like a trail of her clothes as she does so.
Yeah.
To the point where he finds her.
She's bent over on all fours.
She's bent over on all fours. The top part of her is hidden behind a tree.
Yeah.
The lower half is not, shall we say?
He basically thinks she's presenting to her.
Yeah.
In some way, you know.
At which point, he stands and goes, "Oh, cool." Goes, "I'm gonna treat myself to your Easter eggs," and you're like, "Oh God, no, that's okay."
Yeah.
No, I'm never eating an Easter egg again now. Nice, thanks for ruining that for me.
A couple of things with this couple. Oh, go on. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's his. I don't know which one he was more terrified of: seeing her half corpse or seeing the Easter bunny.
I think you mean Beaster Bunny.
Oh, Beaster bunny, because he sees her half dead corpse. He goes, "Oh no!" He looks up and he goes, "Oh no!" And you're like, "You okay? Cool, right?"
All
Which
their
one are you more scared of?
reactions are so bad.
Yeah,
so bad. There's a little bit that they tease with him that he's a smoker.
Yes.
And when he's hiding from the Beaster Bunny, he drops his switchblade, which he happens to have, and he drops his cigarettes.
Yeah.
And they're next to each other, and he's slowly crawling out of a bush while he's hiding, and you think, oh, he's going to grab the blade. Now he goes for the cigarettes. Oh, it's so clever because he loves his cigarettes. And then he dies. But again, back to the director being an absolute creep. When she is stripping, it's not even subtle. It's a full-on strip on the film. Like, you're down to from her breasts down to her actual genitals.
Oh yeah, she just strips off.
Focused on her.
Yeah.
And there's no context for it apart from the skinny dipping, but you don't...
Which is funny because she says that they're going to go skinny dipping, and again you're like, you're in clearly a very Midwestern city, like town. There are you're also in a woods where there are clearly no lakes or rivers or anything.
You're nowhere near a lake. You're nowhere near a lake.
You're in a Midwestern, you're in a very not dry, but lakeless area.
It would be like me going skinny dipping but getting changed now, and then going down to the river in the town. From here.
Yeah. It's like, where's the nearest lake? Oh, it's about 20 minutes this way, but I'm going to strip now.
Right.
And walk down the street.
Just get it done now. Just get it out of the way.
Yeah. But anyway,
so that's another victim.
Yeah, that's another 2 victims. We've still got a few left.
Oh, I want to talk about rock climbing victim.
Oh, God.
Sorry,
that was a weird...
stone climbing. Not even a big rock place.
Victim. Although, to be as I've recalled, she doesn't lose her clothes, actually. We just get a very down top shot as she's doing push-ups.
Oh my God, I forgot about the camera angles. No, as she's doing her stretches.
Oh, that too, yes. Yeah.
And she is not wearing a bra, because why would the director let her wear a bra? He's such a creep.
Yeah.
So this woman, I think she's a Hispanic lady. She's going to rock climbing. So. She has a harness and a rope. But the rock face she goes to, in again these woods, it's probably about 15 foot high. Yeah,
it's you can see where she can just walk up to the top.
What do you need a harness
not a high
for?
Rock.
It's not a climbing area.
What, like, she's got the rope and everything, so she's got the gear to... Oh, I've lost my page.
Like she was climbing Yosemite or something.
Yeah. So she's got the rope and everything, and it's like, okay, like, right, you're going to climb up, you're going to put the rope in, and then it cuts to the next scene, and the rope is already attached to the top, and she's climbing up the rope, which suggests that she's gone up to the top, put the rope in, and then climbed back down again.
Yeah, really well thought ahead, that.
Yeah.
And the shots of going back and forth of her climbing are like a shot of her hand grabbing a ledge, and then her feet moving. It's a montage. But she's never actually grabbing a ledge. But the shot that then ends up cutting to is a wide angle shot. She's not climbing vertical. She's just crawling up the side of this rock
Yeah, she hasn't actually gone anywhere, has she?
She's not
got
gone
to
anywhere.
The next level and then has just stopped.
Oh
The first level from the ground to this place is not tall. It's probably only about 6 foot.
Yeah. You could walk up it.
It's not a high ledge. Yeah.
Kids would climb on it and play on it. It's
it's great because we then get the giant Beaster bunny that just turns up, and she's like, she's screaming against this thing, and he just leans down and goes, "Okay, yeah, cool." And sorry, what does he do to her?
I can't remember how he kills her.
I can't remember how she.
Does he bite her legs off, or?
Let's check the page, shall we? Let's get past these because they are. So Jasmine Floors, wearing a very tight purple tank top.
It is
with very hard nipples.
Yep.
Yeah, because the director's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Does a lot of time stretching and warming up, giving us a look down her top as she does push-ups and numerous close-ups of her nipples. Before she's seen from below, bending over. Yeah, I remember that.
Why would you do push-ups before you go and climbing?
I don't know. You're going to wear your arms out. It's really daft. It doesn't actually say how she dies.
Well, who cares? It doesn't matter. But she does die.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain she just gets eaten. So there you go.
There we go. Okay. YOLO victim. So this another young lady, follow the pattern. She's got a phone, earphones in. She's tweeting, she's social media in, walking through the woods.
Casually steps over some other dead body, not even caring.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry, it's this one. I just remembered how this one gets killed. She walks up to the bunny.
Oh yeah, she does.
Just walks up to it, looks up.
Oh.
And doesn't she say something like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna tweet about this"?
Yeah, she goes, "Oh my," yeah, it's like, "Oh my god, a giant bunny," and then she gets sliced in half, and she's still tweeting, going, "YOLO." It's like, oh.
She says her last message is YOLO, and that's why she's called YOLO victim. And when she is sliced in half, half her body's there, her legs are there, and her entrails are like 2 meters spread across. But you do see a bit of side boob. The director had to get that in. He had to get that in.
Oh. God almighty. It's my note for that was got to get that last tweet before you croak.
Yeah, had to.
Going back to the mayor scene when we're introduced to him.
Yeah.
Like, I had "damn that's cold" when he steals the lolly from her.
Yes, the little kid.
And then he goes back, gives her the stick, and he says, "Now don't litter." I was like, mate, that's harsh. And even when he's having a chat with the lady about the stop signs, he's like, "I don't care, you go do it." And you hear like the cars crashing behind him. And he's like, "Oh, okay."
Get a piece of paper and draw one.
Yeah, just go out and stick it there.
Yeah.
And then he has this chat with his police officer. The police officer's obviously crooked as well. They're like,
very crooked.
If we do all these things, we can gain a lot of money. It's like, he's got some weird ideas on this plan. It's, we have the glory hole bobbing for something. The sensory shower place. Something about a charity. I don't know what that was. And it's literally just him going, "I'm going to get the." It's him just.
He's trying to scam the town, really.
He's trying to scam the town, even though he's clearly a hippie.
Yeah,
and it's
weird.
The police officer leaves, and he looks at this plan, and then he spits some things out in his lip. Goes, and the scene ends.
Yeah.
I just remember looking at it, going, "What the fuck was that? What direction was that?" It's like, we need you to look at these plans and then gobble spit and suck it back in again.
And the plans he's looking at for the town, again, we don't know where this is. Town, their Easter Day celebrations. But the plan he looks at looks like it was drawn by a child. These blueprints
like
look like that. Yeah.
Stuff.
They look like they were drawn by a child. He's really weird. And my next note actually goes back to this. It cuts now to quote unquote 17-year-old in his pool. This
is after we had Doug explaining his PTSD.
Oh God,
because
yeah,
the actress girl really likes Hector.
Yes, because she's
He's
working
out-
for dog
he's-
catchers now.
Yeah, he's taken her out on like a first trip, and he goes, "Oh yeah, he goes, she's like, oh yeah, he was she's like, oh yeah, Hector was in the army. He goes, oh, well I got that too, and she's like, what? The army went, no, PTSD from a Shih Tzu because they're vicious and they're evil, and he's like, dude clearly has some shit going down with the Shih Tzu, but it's the fact that she sits there and she goes, but he's really nice. He's like, oh yeah, no, yeah, he's nice, but you know, he lives with his mom. Like, oh, that's cool. He's like, yeah, but like,
does he say he's a Nazi?
Around there. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he says he's a Nazi. Yeah.
He's got a Nazi tattoo on his ass. I've seen it. I mean, I haven't seen it. She goes, "Oh, you've seen it? No, I'm not gay."
Yeah, there's a lot of I'm not gay. I'm not gay.
I'm not gay. I swear.
No, God, no.
Even
no,
though
no.
there's a bit that I'll bring up in a minute, which I'm like, okay, you might be. Not sure where this is going. I'm sure you'll work out what it is.
Is that with the cup?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
It's
was gross.
just, it's nasty.
Yeah.
Oh.
His PTSD kind of reminded me, if anyone's a big Simpsons fan listening, Principal Skinner's Vietnam flashbacks.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a. Oh. I mean, Peter Sullivan is the guy that played Doug, and I got to give it to him. He
tried.
Clearly read his script and went, oh, "This sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm gonna go for it.
I'm gonna go
does.
ham.
I'll give hands down. I'll give a thumbs up for Peter Sullivan. He tried to make it in this shitty film.
Yeah.
Oh.
He did his damnedest. Might not have been great, but he did his damnedest. So
he did.
Golf clap for him.
Yeah, which leads us back to the mayor in his
the mayor.
And this not 17-year-old.
I genuinely think all the footage of her, and she's stark naked in this pool, because I think it's a different pool. You never see them together. I think that's completely different footage.
No,
I
reckon it is.
Like maybe I don't know. Maybe say if it's an adult actress, she may have an OnlyFans. Maybe it's like personal content that they've bought.
Yeah, it's
because it's definitely not in the same area.
I think that is that's a
like a striptease in a pool.
Type. Potentially that is a adult film scene that's been spliced in.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I can close that page now because I don't need it anymore. Close. There we go.
And I can tick off that note. We don't need to go back to that.
Nope. And it's funny because we meet the police officer again, and we meet his deputy police chief, this lady.
Yes, yeah.
Who's just standing there smiling, and every now and then he explains that there's a naked 17-year-old in his pool. She just looks over. She's like, "Oh yeah." She smiles like, "Yeah." Looks back to him. He's like, "Yeah."
No problem whatsoever.
No problem whatsoever with the fact that he's just said he has a naked 17-year-old in his pool.
An
these two police
underage
officers,
girl.
An underage girl, and these two police officers are like, yeah, cool. And
why is he carrying a wheel as well?
Oh, he is, yeah.
The police chief is just carrying this wooden cart wheel. I don't even remember if they reference it. Did they reference it?
It's because the Amish are dying.
Oh,
it's because he says the Amish are being killed, and it's like,
yeah,
the Amish. Oh.
This guy has such a vendetta against the Amish, and you never see one Amish person in this film.
No.
Maybe they set the bunny loose. The bunny was the Amish all along.
Oh dear.
And also, when they're talking, it's the police chief that specifies there's reports of killings over a period of days. That's when I got to the point of like, hang on, is this not all happening in one day?
The time is not specified. But
it's not specified, and as well as the location, when we're going from scene to scene, they transition with stock footage of drone or helicopter panning shots across landscapes that all look different. Like one's mountains, one's fields, one could be the desert. They all look different locations in America.
Oh yeah, quite clearly. I must admit, we get into this is one of my most favorite scenes in this film.
Oh yeah,
is the dog catchers believe it's a pack of wild wolves. that are now roaming around this area, killing people. So the dog catcher, leader goes, right, got to send our most trusty person. So they send over. Who do they send? They send over Roger to do it.
Roger, yes.
Roger. And he goes after he goes after the bunny. Doesn't find it, but he's got a really cool hockey stick net type thing. Yeah. And he's chasing it, and then it comes across him, and it finds him. And I can't remember what happens is, I think he realizes he has to run away from it. So he runs away into a football field, at which point he gets to the middle, he stands his ground and goes, nah! He gets into his war pose. He goes, come on then, let's do this.
Kicks him.
Yeah. He gets all ready. And this beast of just drop kicks him into the goal.
Yeah.
At which point Roger gets up and goes, oh, all right then. As it just takes his leg off. He's just lying on the floor going, oh no, let's do this.
There's nothing to it.
It's like this dude has stood against a massive 50-foot bunny rabbit, got drop kicked hard, and it's just not giving up. He's just not dying. It's like, oh, fair play, Roger. All right.
Not scared, not giving up.
No. But I think it's funny, though, is how... If you can hear that noise, by the way, that's my washing machine going mental.
No, it's not picking up. You're fine.
You can't. That's fine. I can hear it loud and clear. And it's not clear how Roger's death was relayed back to the dog catchers, because the very next scene is they're all in the dog catcher HQ going, Roger died.
Like a shrine at his locker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is where we get that just weird ass moment with Doug, where they're talking about Roger, and someone goes, this was Roger's favorite cup. He wore it whenever he went out. Doug's like, yeah, Roger.
Yeah.
You watch it going,
really weird. Really weird.
And it's the fact that he takes it and he just carries his cup around with him. And
then attaches it to himself. Attaches it to his own. Yeah. In memory of Roger. Man. Yeah. Did you notice when the scene with Roger? So Roger is standing by this, it's like a people carrier, like a family car.
Oh yes, that's
that
right.
car.
Yeah.
I noticed. I started spotting that car in a lot more scenes. I think it was.
Did you?
It's like a crew car, and also that field is seen a lot more. And I am thinking that's the crew car. They use that field. They use those woods. That is the location of half of this film.
Probably is.
I would say. Yeah, I think I wrote down here, clearly filmed predominantly around this one park. Same car, soccer pitch, spotted. Yeah.
It's obviously, it's an independent, it's an indie B movie film. They most likely had a set amount of days they could do this in, probably a weekend.
Yeah.
And just like, we'll get this done and be done with it. But we're introduced to, there's a group of people interviewing the mayor, the journalists, and they're talking about... Yes. They come across I guess the Beast of Bunny's killed a load of people. And there's a scene where it's a head that's lying on the floor. It's completely skinned. And all these body parts are skinned. And my note here was the bunny literally pinheaded this bloke by just peeling him to pieces. And the more you watch this, the more you're kind of like, okay, this Beast of Bunny is slowly getting more and more sadistic as it goes on. It's not content to eat them now. It's like, no. I'm gonna flay you alive.
Skin this head. You could tell that they were cheap prosthetics. They were cheap, clearly. Fake body parts.
They were probably a fake pinhead.
Yeah.
Prop.
Is it this point where the mayor's getting interviewed, like you said, why the body parts, and he blames it on? What's he? It's not wolves. He tries to say it's not anything to do with a bunny rabbit, despite the fact there's a giant Easter egg, a bunny Easter egg next to them. And the mayor's like, it's just a prop. It's just a prop for their Easter Day festival.
Yeah, and the journalist's like, okay, yeah, cool. It's just a prop.
Yeah.
No worries. It leads into the weird flashback scene with Doug's out with actress lady. Do you not remember this? Doug.
Wait,
Doug,
is
now
it
Doug
is,
has?
is it his imagination where they're having a picnic together and stuff?
They're eating a banana.
Yes.
Yeah,
They're slurping on milkshakes together.
Yeah. Doug's in love with the actress lady. She doesn't care about him. She just prefers Hector. And he has a flashback scene to her of them drinking milkshakes, and then pretty much double deep throating a banana. And
is something going off in your? Is there an alarm going off?
Washing machine. Yeah,
that's got a nice little jingle. I heard that.
It's a Samsung washing machine. It does a jingle when it's finished.
That's cool. I like that. That's fine.
It is nice. I'm surprised that picked up, but the low rumbling it was didn't. Yeah, but so they're the two of the in his imagination. They're deep throating a banana, which again I didn't expect to see in a film.
No,
a horror film. And it's great because the actress lady walks away and sits down to read a book. She's got these headphones in. She just reads this book, and the bunny comes up behind her, sort of looks down, and does nothing. Like, oh. And I was like, oh, it's good. It's like the Beast of Bunny. It's like he sees her reading, and he's sitting there going, I'm not going to harm you. You're reading. Well done. Literature. Well done.
Keep going.
It's only when she notices him that she gets up and bolts it, and he sits and goes, okay, right, gotta chase you now. That's fine.
He seemed more scared, though, at that point, when she finds a severed a body part, than the Beast of Bunny. Her reaction seemed more... That's what I noted down.
Yeah.
Main young girl gets spooked by severed foot and the bunny, but only states the foot that she was scared of. But that's it. She runs back to the car where Doug is.
Not
and
many
she
people
drives...
are scared of this bunny rabbit, though.
No.
I've noticed in this film.
She runs back to the car where Doug is, which is in this car park at the soccer pitch, and she states... She only states that she saw this foot that she was scared of. She never mentions there's a 50-foot giant bunny. Gets in the car and drives off.
As she's stealing his car.
She just steals his car, yeah.
A lot of people in this film are not scared of this bunny rabbit, which they should be, because the maintenance guys who come next... they're just talking about random added stuff. It's when the taller one turns around and sees his mate being eaten.
He's nearly laughing.
He's not fussed.
No.
He just stands there going, mate, it's just a bunny rabbit. Just kick it. Go, just kick it.
He's nearly laughing. You can see his face trying to hold it in.
And he just stands there telling this bloke who's been half eaten at this point to kick the rabbit. And as it comes for him, he just looks at it. Oh no. And that's it. He's dead.
My next notes about Hector being killed. Hector, our top dog catcher.
Yes, the second who became the first.
Now, there's a few things with his death. So he gets told to go to the woods to catch this
with a fishing net.
With a fishing net, it's pathetic. I don't remember why he's in the woods. He finds the bunny. The bunny chases him. Hector starts running through the woods, and then suddenly starts hiding behind a tank. There's just a tank there.
They
obviously had a tank.
Army base.
They obviously just had a tank that they could use that was there. Can we just hide? Can we get a shot of that? It hides behind it for a bit.
Here is because up to this point, there is no explanation for this bunny rabbit. None.
No.
In fact, there's no explanation throughout the whole film.
No.
It's when I saw the army base, I went, okay, it's an army experiment gone wrong. It's got out, and the army are sitting behind the wall going, all right, just ignore it. But yeah, they've got a tank that they could use.
That's what the trailer... I remember the trailer for the film Feast, which is one of my favourite monster films. I love Feast. The trailer specifies that the US Army created something, but they got loose, and it's the monster.
Yeah.
But that's never specified in the film Feast itself. It kind of just leaves it up to your interpretation, but... This was nothing. This was, you have no idea why the bunny is there or where it's from.
It's never explained.
When Hector's killed, he's got it's a little thumb trophy. It's a little thumbs up fist on a little black stand. Good. It gets stuck into him, and the blood starts pouring out of the bottom end of the trophy. Though it's barely in him. It's basically just stuck on top of him.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Hector gets chopped in half. but it's like a Resident Evil blood splatter that gets stuck on the screen, and you're just watching it going, oh no! If you're
Why
gonna
did
do
it
that,
go on the camera lens?
I know. At least make it not see-through, so you can't see Hector's body behind the blood splatter.
It made it transparent.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
Why did it go on the camera lens?
I don't know. Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's the word for this film. Why?
Just why? Which leads us into the next question of why was Doug wearing those pants in the next scene? He
That was my next note. That was my next note. Why is he wearing stripy black and red trousers?
Looks like he's a member of Motley Crue out of the 80s with these skin-tight pants on. He's shoved like a pencil down his pants to make it look like he's got a hard-on. And the director, again, being whoever he is, probably told the crew, the cast around him, goes, right, he shoved things down his pants. We all need you to look at it. And the girl that plays the actress is crotch height.
Yeah.
Staring at it, going, oh. I was like, how uncomfortable was she doing this scene? Going, I have to stare at this man's privates. But.
And these are bright red and black.
Oh,
stripy.
yeah, they're.
Stripes going down the leg, not horizontal, vertically down the legs.
80s glam metal pants.
And when we're introduced to Doug with these pants, it's back at the dog catcher room. It's not even a building. And then after the scene after this, he's changed.
Yeah, he's not wearing the pants back on.
It's this one scene. He's just wearing them.
I think it's because the leader tells him to get rid of the pants.
He does, but he says don't wear them next time.
Does he?
I think he says don't wear
them.
them.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
This is the weird. For some reason, this scene, it gets cut to a scene in the woods where apparently a post officer is delivering post in the woods, even though he shouldn't be. And oh no, Doug's in the woods and he finds the postman getting eaten.
Yeah, he finds the post.
Then he runs back to the dog catcher place after changing his pants and goes, it's not rules, it's a giant bunny rabbit.
This is the amazing scene.
He goes, this is the line. It's like, stand over the line, join me. And everyone goes, no. And even the actress who knows it's a giant bunny rabbit goes, no.
Yeah. She's seen it. She knows.
Yeah. And it's great because this is the weird scene. The funny moment we talked about earlier.
Amazing.
Where the camera pans around the entire room in a 360. But when it gets to the crew, it slows down. And you can see the entire crew just looking at the camera, looking at the action. And surely one of them would have gone, we're in the freaking shot here.
It's about 1.5 to 2 seconds of them on camera. And that's long enough to see them and notice it.
Yeah. The only reason I spotted this is because the girl that is doing the sound is wearing a bright pink top.
Yeah.
If she wasn't, I probably wouldn't have noticed it. Because there's a guy wearing a white shirt.
I think he's the director. He looked very flamboyant.
You could have passed him off as, oh, okay, that's another dog catcher that's in the background. But it's the fact that the pink t-shirt draws your eyes, and then when you see her, you're like, wait, she's wearing headphones, she's looking at a tablet, she's got a cable. That's when you realise that she's part of the crew.
Yeah. And you see the cameraman. You see the second cameraman. You do.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Go back and have a look. You see the second cameraman behind Doug's head. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
I reckon that was one of the last shots they had to do.
They just get
and
it
they
done.
realized they were running out of time, and they went, you just get the shot. We can't do anymore.
Just do it. Just do it. Let's get it out. Let's go home. Done.
So this is well over halfway. This is when we're
near the end.
Yeah, and by this point in time, there's only about 5 or 6 minutes left of this film. So they cram in so much stuff into this last 5 or 6 minutes because they have to wrap this story up.
Yeah.
And it's really well, there's no story.
There's no story.
It goes full throttle at this point in time. Doug goes out to the streets and he comes across a guy he comes across one of these.
The preacher. So yeah, he's going across the streets shouting that there's a giant bunny, but that's ADR'd because they're filming, obviously in a suburban area. I bet they didn't want some crazy guy going down the street going, "There's a giant bunny." So they filmed him just waving his arms, not saying anything, and then they've ADR'd him screaming and shouting.
That's probably true because a lot of the screams you can tell are not being made by him.
Yeah, they're not there. Yeah,
and he has this great interaction with this Bible preacher who is, to be fair, it gets a little bit homophobic in this.
Oh, it really does.
Bible preacher's thing, and he's preaching the Bible, and then all of a sudden he starts talking about the fact that dinosaurs never existed.
Yes.
It's like the dinosaurs didn't exist, and even if they did, they would have been gay. They're gay dinosaurs. They're gay.
He believes dinosaurs.
If they were gay dinosaurs when the dinosaurs around, I'm like, just who cares? They're dinosaurs. They can pork whoever they want to. It doesn't matter.
He believes dinosaurs caused the extinction, turned gay and caused the extinction.
And it's Doug runs into him, and he goes, "The apocalypse is coming!" And the Bible preacher goes, "Yeah, I was just saying that." He goes, "Oh, were you? Yeah. Oh, cool. All right.
This guy gets it.
Oh, you get it. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah." He goes, "Right, well, you'll have to run away." And the crowd just sit there going, "No, not run away." He goes, "Oh, look, gay people kissing," and they all get up and they all bolt away. And I'm like, man, this director is a little bit. Yeah, that's quite homophobic there.
Yeah, Well, that goes back to how Doug was talking earlier about I'm not gay. I'm not gay.
Yeah.
This director, he has some agendas.
He does.
Yeah.
And Doug is tackled by the police at this point in time, and he's placed in.
It's not just the police; it's the preacher, the head of the dog catchers, and the police. They were just there.
He gets rugby tackled, and he gets put in a straitjacket and locked in some abandoned cell outside a town.
Oh no, it's overlooking the town.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's overlooking the town, and he's drugged up to the masses.
Yeah.
When we next see him, he is out of his mind with whatever they pumped him full of.
Did you notice how the location changed from this point onwards of the town? Now I did. They were in like a very chilled out Midwestern town, like had one that would have like a town square, city hall building, and some suburban. Suddenly, we're then in what looks like downtown Philly, with terraced houses, back alleys, rough looking at. They've suddenly changed the location.
I did think because at this point in time we're in Easter Day celebration.
Yes,
and the scene where they're all doing these activities, I was watching it thinking that's stock footage again.
Yeah. Because
there's probably no way they got an entire town to do that. No. So they most likely had to trawl through the internet and go, right, okay, that's what we'll use. And they just sort of stuck their edited stuff over the top of it.
They do also do something which I learned from another YouTube channel, which I think I mentioned before, called Red Letter Media. They coined a term called shooting the rodeo. So they did a really B-movie review once that featured a rodeo. And this director had clearly taken his cast there and just go. We'll just try and get some shots of this rodeo and you doing some acting. Where the rodeo obviously didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
And they were just like, quick, let's just get it done. This, to me, there was a few shots that felt like they were shooting the rodeo with the main young girl. She went to some fair somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And she was just sat there, and they must have been, quickly, let's just get this footage and let's go.
Yeah, because before anyone realises they're being filmed.
The rest of the Easter Day footage is stock, like you said.
Oh, yeah.
It's just fair.
Now, so the bunny, at this point in time, turns up.
Yeah.
And he just goes around. He squishes people. Like he squishes the mayor into a flat like strawberry mush.
A peace sign.
Oh yeah, he does. It's a peace
sign. It's a hippie peace sign. But the crowd that the bunny is chasing that go back and forth are the same people. You see, like the one fat guy go from left to right, back to right.
Who gets
left.
he turns into like meat chunks.
Yeah.
I just remembered we missed a bit because the police officer chief tries to shoot the bunny rabbit, but of course he's using the farm toy safe tools that the mayor gets interviewed at another point,
We forgot about this
and he
bit.
blames everything on the Amish.
Yeah.
And then he blames everything on the fact it's all tool-related accidents, where he's got a picture of a guy who's been severed in half, and he goes, "Oh yeah, that's clearly done by a rake. Have you never seen how much damage a rake can do? It's the man's been cut in half." He goes, "It's all right. I've safetified everything. All right. There will be no more tools. Everything is safe." And he safetifies the guns, so they're all like little Nerf guns that they're just firing around. It's just fantastic.
He also safetifies a belt sander with whipped cream.
He does. He does.
He tries to use it, and the whipped cream goes splat on the reporter's head.
Yeah.
No idea why.
It doesn't clean it off.
No,
It's at the
she's
end of
still
that
there.
little shot. She's just standing there going, "Oh, did you see that?" It's like, it's still on your forehead. But at this point in time, there's only about 3 minutes left of this film, and probably a minute of that is credits, if you think about it, which are weird in itself. If you
Yeah,
think about
very
it.
weird.
And the actress lady, she finds Doug and breaks Doug out of his cell, who's high as a kite.
Yeah.
And transports to Chicago or Philly or somewhere where there's a lot of
It
hills
looked like Philly,
and
yeah.
streets. And she goes, "Right, I've got a plan. Dress as a carrot and run and grab his attention.
Where'd
I'm
you get
going
the
to go
carrot
speak to
costume
my
from?"
father." I don't know. Probably from her father, because at this point in time, she goes back to her father's house and finds him trying to grab a piece of bacon on a fishing line whilst dressed as a pig.
On all fours, in the bed, the fishing line is being hung by his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As she's telling him to go get it, Piggy.
Yep.
So anyway, the daughter's not fussed by this. She just looks at it and goes, "Okay, yeah, cool. I need your guns, Dad." And it's great because he goes, "Why do you need my guns?" "Because there's a giant bunny on the loose. I have to kill it." The father just thinks you've clearly cracked. Yeah,
He's one to
just
talk.
nuts. Yeah. At which point, she argues the point. I don't know what it is. I can't remember for the life of me. I don't really care.
Yeah.
And he basically just stands there and goes, "Right, the code's that. Just don't shoot anyone." It's like, okay, cool. And she goes downstairs into this freaking gun cabinet that looks like it's a gun shop. There are so many guns.
They shot that in the gun shop. That's
My
clearly a
only
gun shop.
note for this was America.
Yep.
It's funny because she has all these high-tech guns, so many powerful guns, and she takes one.
Yeah, a pump-action shotgun,
A pump-action shotgun.
which is a
At which point
close-range weapon.
She then climbs. Now the thing is, her father's house is nowhere near a town. It's clearly somewhere out.
It's not
out
a
of the
terrace
city.
house. It's not a
Not
terrace house.
And she gets this pump-action shotgun, and she climbs through the roof to an outside balcony with a shotgun.
Yep.
At which point in time, I guarantee this is where they were like, "Right, we have about 10 minutes before we're going to get in trouble.
Be quick.
Be quick, load the shotgun, look around, put the gun down and get off the roof."
Yeah.
And Doug is running around like a weirdo. I don't know what he's
high.
doing.
He's high as a kite.
He's high as a kite. And he's high as a kite. And as he's running, he comes across his boss, who's lost his leg. And now the boss has lost his leg below the knee.
Yeah.
But he's still alive. And he goes, Doug,
Forgot about this.
take me to the hospital, Doug. I'm okay. And Doug looks at him, high as a kite, goes, "Oh my God, it's all right. You're dying. It's okay." He goes, "Doug, just call the ambulance. Just tie my leg off, man." He goes, No. I'll put you out of your misery." And picks up a solid plywood plank and just squishes the dude's head in. He says, "It's okay. He's at peace now." And just runs off.
No more suffering for you.
It's just fantastic. And he eventually comes across actress lady as he stands in the middle of the street.
He's frozen. folks.
Frozen. Oh, have I? Oh, no.
Oh no.
Hang on, I'll fix it. I mean, that's a great
great
like,
shot.
little
Yeah,
shot there.
I like
There we go.
that.
I'm back now. And
Is he? There he is. He's back.
I am. And Doug just stops in the middle of the street outside where actress lady is. Just looking
moving
around.
around. Yeah.
Before he runs off, and the Beaster Bunny turns up conveniently right by where actress lady has the shotgun, and she just fires a few shots and it just collapses. That's it.
I will give that credit. She had the finger on the trigger. I was expecting it to not be there. She had there was recoil. Did the recoil action with the gun, and the gun sound effects were okay.
They weren't too bad. Yeah.
So that's fine, because that can be messed up really easily.
Oh yeah. I remember I had a note here which was Doug, what the fuck, and I couldn't remember what it was, and then I realised it was because he smashed in his boss's head. That's what it was. And
the bunny's dead.
The bunny's dead. It just collapses.
Yeah.
And Doug goes up to it, and you can see he's walked to a certain point, and he's pretending to kick, and they've obviously had to go, right, okay, we've got to slide the Beast the Bunny in to that point, so it matches up. And then he poses going, yeah. And it's great because the actress lady turns up next to Doug, who's still wearing his carrot costume.
Yeah. I like how you keep saying actress lady. We have no idea who this is.
I can't remember her name.
I can't remember her name, her character name.
Yeah. Does she actually have a name? Let's check.
Find her name. She must have a name. I can't for the life of me remember it.
Oh my god, does she not have a name? So we've got Peter Sullivan as Doug, John Arthur as Hector, Christina Buden as reporter, Valerie Bittner as the mum. She's the mum.
It might be
Autumn Bell as the bride.
The cast in order.
Then it might be Marisol Custodio is Brenda.
And was her name Brenda?
That must be. I don't know. It's something. We've gone this far saying actress lady. We'll just keep going. And she stands by Doug, they just look at this giant dead puppet. And
yes, Brenda. Sorry, Brenda.
Brenda. Yes. And she just says, "So, where did it come from?" And for the rest of the credits, her expression is just
stoic.
Nothing. She just stands there.
Both
Dogs
of them
on your hand is great. He stands there going,
yeah.
All
the emoji faces you can think of. You know?
That's all these weird things on his face until the end of the film.
Yeah. The credits themselves then start rolling over there when the facial expressions, when they cut back and forth, and the credits are just basic italic, maybe Arial or Times New Roman font in blue,
like an old-fashioned film from like the 1950s.
You have, like I said earlier, people labeled as lemonade victim, YOLO victim.
Yep.
Dad. Yeah, very, very basic labeling for these characters.
Now, the thing is, I'm on IMDb, and like this film does not get watched. It has like a 3.5 rating out of 5 on Amazon. Which
that is mental.
Which is weird because this is not a 3.5 out of 5 film or whatever. But there is no trivia for it apart from it's a parody. And the only quote is Brenda, who says, "Is that a miniature golf pencil in your pocket?" As referred to the weird thing he did. I'm going to edit this trivia because I am going to stick on that the roar that the Beaster Bunny does is the Dragon Zord from the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, because it is, as we found out at the start of this episode.
Best bit we found out with that film. God. I'm so glad we found out what it was.
I know. It was driving me mad because I knew I'd heard it before.
Yeah.
But I couldn't place it, and I kept thinking it was Godzilla. Because that's the only thing I could think of.
It's not far off, yeah. It's a very high-pitched scream.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a mechanical Dragon Zord, that's what it is. But that was the Beaster Bunny.
It was an experience.
Sorry. Here comes Peter Cottonhill.
It was an experience.
It was. I'm never going back to this film ever again.
No, why would I? No.
What we might do if we do a rundown of the weirdest films we've ever watched this year. This will probably be quite high up.
It was something special. It gave us. It probably has given us the most amount of fun and laughs out of all of the reviews we've done.
That's for sure. I didn't think I'd get this many notes of it until I realised I had 6 pages of notes.
Yeah, I agree. So at least we got something out of it, folks. Do not go and watch this film ever. Never go. Don't waste your hour and a half like we did. Don't ever go watch this film. Watch some Asylum films; they're quite fun, but something like this is just not worth it.
No.
I don't have anything else to say on this film.
No, I don't either. Well, you're choosing
It's
the
trash.
next one. We'll go with that.
The next shit film. Yes, I can.
Yeah.
I will do that. Yeah, well, but that's going to
Okay,
be in
cool.
a while. We've got to
Yeah,
get
we're not
back to
doing it
some
straight
good
away.
stuff.
We have the next load of episodes planned, and I have to send them to Tom. That was a picture of my missus there.
It was.
But I also have a list of the next trailers that we're doing.
Yes,
We do have a breakdown.
We've started doing
Should I
trailer
give
reactions.
I give a rundown of what we might be
Yes, go for
reacting
it.
to? So these are some of the trailers that we're going. I handpicked them. There were some in the list that I thought, maybe not. They didn't look too good, so I thought we'll ignore them. So we have Nope, might be interesting. We have Prey, the Predator film that's set in
Native American times.
Native American.
Yeah.
We have They Them, which might be quite interesting. We'll have a look. Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
There is Orphan, First Kill. Might be good. There's a film called Beast, which is Idris Elba, set in Africa.
Yep. Heard of that. Yeah.
The Invitation.
Yep.
Looked interesting. Gothic horror. There is a film called Barbarian, which we'll have a look. Dark Harvest. Now that's interesting. That's a Halloween version, like film, where a Halloween type spirit comes out and goes around killing people, or if they don't do something like that.
Okay.
There's a film called Smile, which looks interesting.
Yes, you did mention that. Yes.
Yeah. There's a film called Unwelcome. I can't remember what that was. Never mind. There's a film called The Menu, which we talked about the other day with Ranulph Fiennes.
Ralph Fiennes.
We have Ralph Fiennes, not Ranulph Fiennes. Ralph Fiennes. We have Evil Dead Rise, which I'm looking forward to doing because I love the Evil Dead franchise. There's the Hellraiser reboot, which might be good, might not be. There's something called My Best Friend's Exorcism.
That doesn't sound very
Slayers, which looks quite interesting. I think Slayers was set in the 80s. It's like an 80s one. There's Outpost, which looks interesting. Set in like one of those Firewatch towers in America. It looks like it's sit there. And then we have probably what is going to be the greatest horror film of all time, which is the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey horror film.
Very excited.
Oh my god. It's going to be amazing.
For that one. Yeah. So we have plenty of trailers to hopefully get get some videos out for, because the Pearl one, which we did last week, has blown up.
It really has.
We have surpassed 200 views in about 3 days. I'm really chuffed about that. So
it's incredible.
If you've watched that or listened to it and you listen to this podcast, thank you very, very much. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
It's 225 views as of right now.
Love it. Speaking of the YouTube stuff, the official YouTube channel of the Dreadcast is now pretty much live. Everything will be going up there now, so just go to the Dreadcast on YouTube, and we may as well get into the social medias and where you can find us.
So you can find the Dreadcast. Were you about to say something? Did I interrupt you? You can find the Dreadcast on TikTok, which is at the __Dreadcast, or
underscore
search for the Dreadcast. I know. I do underscores all the time. Let's go profile. No, sorry, at the Dreadcast. There is no underscore. It's just at the Dreadcast.
Very good.
There you go.
Very good. There it is, folks. Look at that. Look at the logo.
Look for that. The logo. We have currently got 118 followers. There you go.
Didn't know that. That's awesome. Nice one.
118 followers.
Well, you do the TikTok. I do the Instagram.
That is true. We should probably get a Twitter at some point as well, but
we should. Yeah.
We'll look into that. We've almost got all the social medias covered apart from Facebook.
Yes. No one really uses Facebook anymore.
No, not really.
But the Instagram is at the _Dreadcast. That has an underscore. I'm working on that. That's a bit harder. But the podcast itself, you can find it at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, YouTube, Amazon/Audible, all by searching the Dreadcast.
Yep. You can also get in touch with us if you want to by now, obviously when the video is live, leaving us a comment on the YouTube sites. Let us know what you thought. We've had a few already, which is great. Had a few on Pearl. That was very nice. Or you can email us at thedreadcastpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
You can get in touch with us there.
Okay, we're done with shit films.
Yes, for a little while.
We're going to some extreme stuff now next week. And I'm very excited for that because I'm excited for the fact is I don't need to do research. I don't need to watch it because I watched it a couple of weeks ago. So I can remember most of it. We're going to be doing the sadness. And it's going to be very sad times.
Yeah, it's a beast of a film, it is.
Yeah, not a Beast the Bunny of a film, just a
No,
beast in
just a
general.
beast of a film. It's
So,
going to
yeah.
be great.
Episode 19 next week will be the sadness, and we'll try and fit in some trailer breakdowns when we can, when we're free. So yes, plenty of content coming. We have the next 2 months planned.
We
episodes.
do, yes.
So we're good
ahead
to
of
go.
the game now.
Good to go. So yeah, until next time, folks, where we'll be all very sad.
Yep, we'll all be sad. We're all going to be acting out our deepest, most horrific desires. Stay creepy.